All right, this is part one of our floating food project. And what you see right here is an example of a setup. In fact, there are two examples here. And I'm going to talk about both of them and how to assemble them. I'm also going to talk to you about the requirements for these. So, first of all, you are going to be assigned a food, and there will be a box, so you can go through that box that's just for your class and you can find your bag or your container that has the food in it. There's also an assortment of vessels that you can use to put your food in. For some of you, it might be a clear plate. For some of you, it might be a white bowl or red bowl or something like that. But anyway, let's move on. So you can see that in this example, there's been skewers that have been propped up and used to hold the popcorn. So I'm going to go ahead and skip down to this one. You can see in this one, this is actually what I used in part two video, showing how to take the skewers out. But for this one, the grapes were actually just pushed onto the skewer, whereas in the previous one of the popcorn, they had to be glued on. So in the video, you can see here, I've got this white vessel and white, I don't know, it's just an oblong bowl. And in this bowl, I'm actually going to shrink that down here. So in this bowl, I actually put a green styrofoam rectangle or a round shape. And that helps to prop up some of the food so you don't have to put a whole bunch of it. Plus, it also holds the skewers. And you can see the green shape right here. So what I'm going to do right now is just play this without any volume. And you can see that I'm using the hot glue gun because that works really fast at drying and holding these items up, whether it's the items of, you might do candy, you might have popcorn. I'm trying to think of some of the other things there that you might have. Like there are some of you that might have Cheerios. There are others, like I mentioned before, the strawberries, the grapes, the bananas, all of those you can actually just push them through the skewer. By the way, if you're doing the banana, that's the only thing I did not pre-slice because the banana is actually pretty easy to just use a butter knife and cut it. And you may decide to keep the peel with part of the full banana and then just slices put onto it. And if you Google it, there's some pretty cool examples. I just didn't have one available today. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of zip to the end of this. And while this last part's playing, I want to run through a couple of things. First of all, requirements. You need to have a patterned background trifold, and I have a whole bunch of them set up in the room. So it has to have some form of a pattern. It can be the bricks, it can be a wood look, but you'll see all the examples there. You, because you're assigned food, the other requirement is you've got to have at least 10 of these food items floating. So if you have the lemon and limes, you have to have 10 of those floating. If you have sprees or Mike and Ike's, you have to have 10 of those floating. All right, the other thing too is you need a realistic background or bottom to your food, and that's where the bowl and in this finished example, I purposely left some of the popcorn showing on the bowl or beside the bowl to make it look realistic. Now, once you get this set up, you are going to use your cell phone and then you're going to take at least 3 good pictures. Your partner is going to take at least 3 good pictures. And a couple of suggestions is that when you're using your cell phone or even if you were using a regular camera, I would tell you to zoom in. What we don't want to see are the edges of the trifold, the white part. So make sure you zoom in and you get a good picture to start with. All right, make sure you use a vessel that is appropriate for your food item. If you're doing Cheerios, you might get by with a white cup versus a great big bowl. Put the skewers in the styrofoam, and then when you get done, you need to make sure and take the skewers out. Make sure all the food gets cleaned up and put away. So basically, just clean up after yourself. And then as you can see here, I was actually taking some pictures, and I'm going to go to this next one here. You can see in this video, I have a different backdrop, and I purposely left a whole bunch of these grapes below the bowl, and I'm getting in trying 3 different good shots, and then if I had a partner, they would be doing their own shots of this, and they might decide to add different levels to the grapes or whatever food. They might decide to rearrange the grapes, whatever you want to do, but you're each doing at least 3 good pictures. And then in part 2, I'm going to talk to you about how to take the skewers out and actually make it look like the food is floating or falling. So that is it. That's the end of this video, and have fun and be creative with it.